I'm saying, I'm like, wait a minute, man.
Crossroads Sports. We're live. Jonathan Birdsong, Brandon Reef. We are. It's not a crossover show. It's an update show. I guess we'll give it that. A little bit of a weekend update, but let's talk the JB. As I was telling you before we went on the air, I went to the Royal Rumble last night. Great time. Get home, shower, relax, get ready to go to bed. Got to be at work in the morning this morning early. I lay down, look at my phone. I see Shams tweet out that there was a trade with Luka Doncic getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis. And I said, what? And I'm looking for everything else. There's no mentions whatsoever. Twitter, when you get on a topic where Twitter is just live with everybody at the same time, it's nuts. It's nuclear. Everybody's sitting there, hack. Other NBA people like, this has got to be a hack. They're reaching out to Shams. He's not doing a video and everything. And then it started becoming real. John, the NBA world lost its mind. I sent you a message. After about 2 minutes, I knew you had to be asleep because I didn't get anything back for something this epic. And I said, my God, when Jonathan Birdsong wakes up from this, he is going to have a cow. Jonathan Birdsong, when you woke up, what did you do? What did you think? Give us the rundown. I'm curious this could be.
I'm not. I mean, I saw it on Instagram. I wasn't necessarily asleep, man. I was kind of like bouncing between a couple college game scores. And, you know what I'm saying, just kind of looking up some, you know what I'm saying, some tape or whatever, you know what I'm saying, but nothing real, you know what I'm saying, nothing expecting. Again, 2 weeks ago, man, nobody, not me, not Winhorse, not no insider, you know what I'm saying, not even the great Edgar Wojnarowski, who usually would be, you know what I'm saying, dropping these bombs like this, man. We had this kind of on there. Nobody thought it was there because there was no market for a star to superstar team switch, you know what I'm saying. Even with you know what I'm saying, Zion Williamson name being out there and Jimmy Butler's name being out there, there was really no star team switching here. But true to form, man. Call everybody a liar, man. And you know what I'm saying, we had this kind of happen overnight, and like definitely out the blue, man. Ain't no like, you know what I'm saying, can't pull your punches on it, man. When you look at if you know anything about NBA trades and you know like the level of play that Doncic is capable of, you know the level of play that Davis is capable of, man, and you look at the pieces that went there and when pieces went there, man, you still feel like, you know what I'm saying, should have been some more pieces that that Dallas probably should have got to kind of cover themselves. Not that Anthony Davis is a terrible player or any other players like Matt Christie kind of come over, the reserves kind of came over or whatever. I think Hushipino, he gets tossed to Utah. I don't even know if I don't even know, as we report right now, I don't know if they kept him on contract or whatever. But like, man, you know, it just kind of very much, like I said, out of the blue. But like Luka Doncic is a such thing word or a phrase. Luka Doncic is a little bit more special than Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Anthony Davis become it's definitely one of the top 10 basketball players in the world. You can say
Street
that.
clothes.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, Luka Doncic is a needle mover. Luka Doncic is a franchise mover. You know what I'm saying? Where we kind of seen Anthony Davis kind of bounce around from now, at least from two franchises, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis, last 3 seasons, they've called him street clothes and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Even though last year, I think he missed I don't think it was like maybe 4. I think maybe like 4 games last year total. So he did play. You know what I'm saying? But when I think about Anthony Davis, and I think about this trade again out the blue. So again, Luka Doncic must have been available, and you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like the Lakers. It sounded like the Lakers was like, because he'll be a free agent this summer. Sounded like he didn't have anybody else but the Lakers kind of in mind. So you know what I'm saying, why kind of dilly-dally, pussyfoot? You know what I'm saying, all those words. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
So I mean, from what I'm seeing, he kind of got not blindsided by it, but was very shocked that they traded him. From the reports I've read this afternoon, to break it down, Doncic, Maxi Kleber, Markieff Morris going to the Lakers, as you say, Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick shipping off to the Mavericks. JB's boy or D-Cot's boy, Hood Schifino. Goes to Utah. He'll get dumped for a chicken Caesar salad and something else here soon. But the Mavs have seemed to lost faith in Luka. They said they were upset with his conditioning. The man's always hurt, allegedly. That they are kind of just like, eh.
But yeah,
And
like
I
if you
also wonder if Luka may have told them earlier this year, hey guys, I ain't re-signing with you. So at that point, the Mavs have to find value for you and find a trade. But you think the rest of the league would know, because this was a complete bombshell to the rest of the league. Very, very shocked. The fact that I'm hearing LeBron James didn't even know about this, that they kept it from the king
however,
himself.
however much you want to believe that. I still kind of believe LeBron James was kind of notified about it. I get it, like you know what I'm saying, they got cameras on
Turned
him.
back the clock last night, too. I saw.
What's that now?
I said he turned back the clock last night in Madison Square Garden
Oh,
as well.
for that. I kind of look at it like this, Brandon. Can they, you know what I'm saying? The first thing I kind of say, can they play together? LeBron James has seemingly played, and Luka Doncic has seemingly played that they can play with anybody, whether they be ball dominant or kind of playing off ball. So I don't think the fact that they can play together, it might be kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It might be from a matchup standpoint. You can't really double team. You know what I'm saying? If you double team one, like the other one's kind of is going to roll to the basket or is going to make the right play. So from a you know what I'm saying, from a pins and needles kind of waiting and seeing like what they kind of do together. I can't wait. A lot of people think there's going to be another trade to be made that the Lakers are going to make. They still need to kind of fill some more roster as far as centers concerned. If you had told, but here's the thing, man. If you had told me that they was going to trade D'Angelo Russell, I'm like, yeah. And somehow, but if they told me that somehow they were going to get Luka Doncic, I'd be like, huh? Right? Everybody would agree with this, right? At the beginning of the season, we knew D'Angelo Russell was out. We probably knew Hushafina was out, right? You probably also understand that they probably was in the market to get a center. They've been linked to Valanciunas. They've been linked to Miles Turner, right?
How did they not ask for Austin Reeves?
But with this trade, in order for them to get the center that they kind of crave, there would be a decent center, not a Clint Capella market of a center or Andre Drummond.
Miles Turner style.
They'd have to transfer. They'd have to trade out some significant. So that would mean you lose a Austin Reeves. That would mean you might lose a Dalton Connect. You know what I'm saying? In order to get a Miles Turner. And again, you have to also commit to that number that Miles Turner is going to ask for in the offseason. Miles Turner is asking for between $30 and $35 million a year. Luka Doncic in his trade, he loses the supermax money, but he still can get another crazy amount of, you know what I'm saying, like $55 million or between $55 and $60 million a year. He's still playing LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't necessarily, it's not necessarily a slam dunk or whatever the Lakers offer, you know what I'm saying, the Pacers, or even by, you know what I'm saying, somebody like there's other names out there. But I just don't see the Lakers kind of swinging for fences, you know what I'm saying, to get a center. I think they try to get a center, even if one, you know what I'm saying, even when it comes on the secondary market, you know what I'm saying, as far as like buyouts and whatnot.
I think they probably get Vucevic from Chicago. I think that's
maybe so.
Kind of their top target.
But like they're not going.
What's your thoughts on
major capital?
The word that the Lakers were upset with AD's comments, that it irked the front office, that he was talking about the frustration of not getting another big in there. Do you really think that sealed it for the Lakers to say we're getting AD? Because I don't think it did. But then also, I haven't heard the whole aspect of what's AD thought of this whole thing. Like, did he want out?
Davis, I think they said he said a couple times over the last 4 or 5 seasons, that he prefers playing power forward, prefers playing however the spot is on the floor is different versus what they ask a center to do.
You know where he's going to be playing in Dallas, a center.
When Lively comes back, he'll be playing. They'll move him over to over the power forward. What he kind of wants.
He's not. I mean, he's all right, but.
Well, I'm just saying, like I said, he doesn't want to play center, and then he's got which is going to play more 4th spot. They're still gonna ask him to rebound. They're still gonna ask him to block shots. So I don't necessarily get. I do get it from the offense side why you don't want to play center, but from the defense side, they're gonna ask him to do the same things, dude. Like, we need you to go out there and do some of that dirty work, man, in order to win a championship. I think the Lakers also kind of knew they didn't necessarily have life after LeBron. You didn't necessarily have a superstar or all-star that wanted to take on that role of being the face and franchise, you know what I'm saying, move like he's kind of responsible for it. Luka Doncic, as much as you can criticize him, you know what I'm saying, much as he kind of jaw jacks and with the referees or shows up, you know what I'm saying, out of shape. Luka Doncic box office. He shows up. right? He you know what I'm saying, hits big shots. Most of the teams he's been on have made the playoffs, right? We have been critical of that, you know, in years past, but they make the playoffs. His thing has been like how great of a shape does he look, or is he really going to be in, you know, or how much defense is going to be in. Culture change, being around LeBron James, being around the Lakers, you know what I'm saying, might do some good for him. We already know he's special, you know what I'm saying. So, but for the, like I said, for the Dallas Mavericks, it will be an adjustment for him. Now that they'll be running a whole lot more through Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? They've got to find their chemistry issues, and it's not necessarily a gimme that they make the playoffs. I think right now they're sitting right outside.
I got two questions for you. I need
playoff.
a one-word answer from both of them.
Go for it.
Did the Lakers get better?
Absolutely.
Did the Mavericks get better?
Short term, yes, because you don't know if that's going to gel or not.
But yeah.
In the short term, they became you see the stability.
I think they got fleeced. I think it's. Yeah. I think they got fleeced. They got themselves a injury-prone player. I think if they want to win a championship, they are more likely to win a championship with a Luka Doncic on their team than they would if they had an Anthony Davis on the team.
Out the West, in the position they are in, playing against Oklahomas of the world, playing against the Denvers of the world, absolutely.
They just lost their chances completely. Anthony Davis is not going to win you an NBA championship. I'm sorry. He's not.
2-1 for the Lakers?
That's a bubble. Don't count.
Oh, wow. I'll never say that on these words. I'm from me, man. All championships count.
Okay. But here's my thing, John. Like, you got AD, you got Kyrie. Now listen, I know Kyrie's done great things. He's made a lot of players really, really good when he's been with them. LeBron James
playing pretty good this season too, Kyrie Irving.
Do you see, and it might not because they're in the same conference and stuff, but is there a chance Bradley Beal may get moved to Dallas then to add a third piece there, even though the third piece didn't work out in Phoenix?
Yeah, I don't know. Them trade wind waters, I don't know. You know,
how about Jason Kidd not even knowing? Did you see him in the press conference? He was just.
That's what he said. You know, also the Lakers also, you know what I'm saying, Luka Doncic is somewhat a prima donna, and he's a prima donna without like the resume of like, dude, you just can't just roll up in here and tell us we just gonna have to pay you $70 million. You're gonna have to work for it, man. So, like I said, man, being in the Laker culture where the Lakers organization, nobody's bigger than the Lakers, not even LeBron James. You might have a little bit of say once you get into the organization because they do tap into their star player, but nobody's bigger than the organization, man. The Lakers, like you asked me, man, like the Lakers had to figure out how to get special players, you know what I'm saying, in front of them in the next 5 years. LeBron James probably going to retire in the next 2 seasons, right? The Lakers do not have a direct path to get to Cooper Flag. You know what I'm saying? As far as the draft is concerned, they don't necessarily have a direct path. Any like other potential free agents, you know what I'm saying, the way contracts are signed right now. So like in order for like once somebody, a special player like Luka Doncic became available, there's no way they couldn't hop on that. Now, you bring up a good point. What they sent back is still kind of a head scratch. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, you know what I'm saying?
I just don't know how you don't do it. You don't get an Austin Reeves. I would have to say if you want to do this, we got to get an Austin type of player.
Yeah. You could even kept Max Christie. I would have told the Lakers, keep Max Christie. And the pick.
Keep the draft pick, yeah.
It's a 2020, it's a 2029 pick. Man, that kid's in the 7th grade. We don't even know.
And we know the Lakers, they don't even give a shit about their first round picks. They've already lost them, so what's it matter?
I think Bill, though, man, actually, to kind of go back to man, Bradley Beal probably ends up, you know what I'm saying, in a West Coast team. That's why LeBron James ain't going nowhere. LeBron James and
Bronny and that 7th grader are going to be that's going to be the backcourt for the Lakers.
I doubt that very seriously. Another James will be playing by then. The other James son, he'll be playing for sure as of next year. But like, nah, man, the Lakers had to figure out how to get, you know what I'm saying, their eyes and, you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying, our superstar into their, you know what I'm saying, into their building, man. This is the best way, man.
Dallas now just went to the 3rd best team in the state of Texas.
Man, what are you talking about, dude? The state of Texas.
Yeah, they're the third best team.
You got Houston over them. I got you.
Houston's better than them. San Antonio now is better than them.
Well, yeah, we'll see. There's still another. There's probably another trade. De'Aaron Fox probably ended up. I mean, that's the latest word, man. How the pieces move, though. San Antonio Spurs don't necessarily want to give up some of the rookies that they've acquired in the last 2 seasons, man. But that might be what it takes to get De'Aaron Fox to prepare it up with Wembanyama. But that's all-star pairing on the horizon.
How do the Lakers make it work with Luka and LeBron? Is there much change to expect, you believe, or do you think it'll just kind of flow as normal?
I think they make another play to bring another big. I'm not saying that causes a tear up on their roster or anything like that. I think they make another play for another big, and they just roll them out there playing a little small ball. The best, you know what I'm saying? The best players they got: Reeves, Connect, LeBron, Luka, Doncic, and shoot, whoever else. You know what I'm saying? They can kind of patchwork together, man. Like I said, man, you got
maybe their best point guard since Derek Fisher.
You got who? Look at man. You come up with these bogusness, man. I guess
I'm asking you. The people
did you
commenting on things, and I'm asking.
Rondo played for the Lakers, so like, no, man. They've had some players. They've had some better points.
Hey, Rondo also said his favorite championship, the one he cherished most, was the one with the Lakers, and not the Celtics. Well, I know you're a big Celtics guy.
I mean, he was fourth banana on that team. He's probably like second, third on this one. Third one when he played one for the Lakers. So I understand that.
Looking locally, Indiana Pacers, 27-20. They're now the 4 seed. They're up a game on Milwaukee. Pacers have won 8 of their last 10. John, they got Utah tomorrow night. They need to take care of business against Utah. But thoughts on Pacers 27-20, fourth in the East?
Just, you know what I'm saying, had a great January. If it wasn't perfect, right? You know what I'm saying? I wanted them to beat Cleveland twice. Nobody needs to beat Cleveland twice. But the Pacers are one of the teams that have. But like great, they had, like I said, a great bounce back January. Going into February, as you know, we got the All-Star break kind of coming up, man. The Pacers looking good. As long as you can kind of quell or keep those trade rumors, like our trade Miles Turner. You know what I'm saying? Again, man, if you want them, as he said, don't let him walk. Again, they've cultivated Miles Turner. Like if you don't have a good enough, like coming back, like don't just make a deal, just make a deal. You know what I'm saying? If you let Miles Turner walk, it'll be okay.
The more I think about it, I think the Pacers re-signed Miles, and I think they let. They're gonna. I think they.
That didn't matter.
They lighten up on that depth, right? They're going to have to. They're going to have to shorten it up a little bit and spend some of that salary for Miles, which then will shorten it from a 9-man rotation maybe to an 8. And you don't have the quality depth that you have this year because now you got to start paying. So I think that's kind of the route they go. The problem is, John, looking at this team, depending on what this team does, whether it's a first-round exit, whether it's a second-round exit, God love them if they get to the conference championships and it's an exit again.
Maybe.
There's no way next year you do a team run it back again. So what changes would you make then? Because you're not going to do a run it back the third year in a row.
So are we really hoping that Jarris Walker takes another step up? And then you can kind of say goodbye to.
You've said that about 20 times.
Okay, it's only the second year, dude.
I know, but the step's right there. If you can't see the step and walk to the step, then
Rome's not built today. They still got to remember. They still got to try to figure out, like, can you keep Ben Mathurin as well?
What about your thoughts on Mathurin possibly being a trade?
Yeah, got to figure out how to keep him as well, man. That's what makes the part. If he can be special, you can kind of lose some of your depth, and again, you know what I'm saying, some of. You know what I'm saying? You'd be at 6-7 guys, and that's it. Not so much a 9-10 rotation like they are right now.
Okay. Man, I saw tonight the Mavs fans protesting outside the arena.
They're crazy, man. They said sell the team. Team's already been sold. Mark Cuban's now a minority owner.
I'm on a streak today. This weekend, it's a streak that it's kind of like the Undertaker streak. I'm up to 9 years now in a row next year will be a decade of not watching a single thing ever of the Pro Bowl. And I saw it was today and whatever this weekend.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, sit here and watch the Pro Bowl. I kind of like, you know, what I'm saying, for them to have the Pro Bowl to be on, or the Pro Bowl events to be on. It's kind of like background noise or whatever. It's always good that when they roll out one of the I won't call them old timers, but you know what I'm talking about. When they roll out one of the old timers, and we get to learn a little history lesson about them. I kind of tapped in this weekend, Brandon. The homies, Indiana State bounced back with a victory. Got to crack again. As we get into March, this is February. You know what I'm saying? March Madness is right around the corner. Ball State, you know what I'm saying? The homies Mike Lewis, they got a dub. Purdue, I know you tiptoe. I don't know why you tiptoeing around Purdue. You know, convincing.
It wasn't pretty, John.
Convincing fashion. Beat IU. I know what I'm gonna say convincing because it was a close game. IU gave them a little bit.
It was very close. Woodson though shows that Woodson teams fall apart in the final 4 minutes of the game.
That's exactly what happened.
Was it a foul? Possibly, but finally the Hall of Calls is up in West Lafayette.
Yeah, but I think what is Purdue sitting third in the Big Ten season?
Second. They're a half game back since Michigan State lost against USC.
Mm-hmm. So, again, Purdue looking good to get a potential 2 seed, 3 seed once the tournament brackets kind of roll out, as long as they keep on winning. I did watch a little bit of Michigan and Rutgers. That was a pretty good game. Got to see some more of the potential, you know, some pros that Rutgers got that we'll see in the draft and whatnot. I also Butler.
About the Hoosiers, you're tiptoeing.
Who?
You talked about Purdue, but let's talk about the Hoosiers.
They lost. What are you talking about? They got to win. They ain't not. Hey man, ain't no more. You know what? Unfortunately, like Mike wasn't the brand that would normally get a team like IU in. With, you know what I'm saying? If you won 19 games, 20 games, like that brand, you know what I'm saying? That brand ain't gonna get you in this year, man. They really gonna look at your
tough stretch now. Four that are tough.
Yeah, and you got 4 tough, and you got your non-conference ain't didn't do you know what I'm saying, no help. So you got to win these games, and they got to win the Big Ten tournament. So
I'm gonna give a clap because
4.
I like the bounce back that I saw. IU Indy from IU Indy.
Come on,
from
man.
IU Indy. Because when you go and you get blown out by the score that you have, when you get blown out by 53, 126 to 53. And you come back with dub. I like it.
No, on the road against Youngstown State. So yeah, IU Indy.
Local Gottlieb struggling again. Another loss. 18 straight for Gottlieb.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He gonna learn, man. You can't do that.
Can't be suspended.
You can't have
Horizon League has got characters everywhere, and I love it.
Well, I mean, that's why we cover it, man. That's why we cover it.
As I mentioned, I was at the Royal Rumble. You best believe I was chirping all night about Duke putting that smackdown on the North Carolina Tar Heels. I kept telling Tanner, this game's over. First 5 minutes of the game. I said, Tanner, Cooper Flagg's going to have more points than what North Carolina's going to score. That was just a complete beatdown. And I said, I am so sorry. I apologized to him at the end because it sucks that Duke beat them so bad now that it's not even considered a rivalry.
Well, it's year to year, man. Must we remember last
You know what he told me? And I want you to clip it because Tanner Penrod told me last night at the Royal Rumble he hopes Hubert Davis gets fired at the end of the season. That was his word.
I think the University of North Carolina got a little bit more sense than that, not to do that.
I don't think they do. They hired Bill Belichick.
Well, that was because ESPN kind of led them to that. Man, that's a whole nother.
Let me ask you this: Clemson Tigers, 18-4, 10-1 in the conference, not even ranked.
Because who they played, like nobody takes Clemson again, man. I don't know why Clemson, a program, the school of Clemson is still, you know what I'm saying, trying to get its way to the Big Ten. Your football team could do some good in the Big Ten. Win the Big Ten, no. Their basketball team would be a forgotten soul in the Big Ten. Don't Clemson, keep yourself over in the ACC. Try to find you some money over there, but don't be trying to come to the Big Ten, man. The reason why their program is all right. It's okay, but it's nothing special. The basketball program, that's why they ain't.
I need you to apologize to a program for me and a person.
You need to apologize to Temple
because nobody
Arkansas.
gave him a chance or gave his team a chance. John Calipari and that Arkansas Razorback team went up and put the beat down on the Commonwealth.
Yeah, and he had players out. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the players, but some of the players that he has for Arkansas, they were commits to Kentucky or they transferred over to Arkansas. But like, nah, man, he could tip his hat and you know what I'm saying, say like, hey, man, at least I beat you know what I'm saying, the team that essentially fired me or that I quit from or whatever. But like Kyle, you still got to make the tournament, man.
They got a tough match. They go to Texas. They take on number 4 Alabama. They take on LSU. Then they're at number 13 A&M, which we saw them live, how tough they are. They're at number 1 Auburn. They're home against number 20 Texas or Missouri, and then they're home against Texas again. So it's murderer's row, man.
It's a murderer's row in the SEC. But again, man, it ain't like he, you know what I'm saying, got a little sister of the poor from either. So, Cal, dude, get together, bro.
SEC may have a full bracket of themselves. They may get 16 teams in the SEC and the NCAA tournament.
I said 9, man. I didn't think 16 though.
Yeah, they probably won't get that many, but I mean, it's basically you can put a whole bracket just to the SEC. The SEC tournament. Here's the thing, and I heard on the radio the other day on Sirius XM, and I think it's 100% true. The SEC tournament, the Big Ten tournament, and the ACC tournament, those tournaments are going to be harder to win than the national tournament, based off the quality field. And I know it's going to be harder to win those conference tournaments than it is going to be a natty.
The ACC, Big Ten, and what?
The SEC.
That's disrespectful to the Big East.
Stop it.
Okay, they got UConn. They got Creighton.
Okay.
UConn, Creighton.
2 teams.
UConn, Creighton, Marquette. Marquette beat Purdue already. Don't play these games. Creighton didn't already have.
I like Marquette. What about the St. John? You ain't gonna talk about Richard Pitino.
So again, Ricky? No. You left out. No, I think the field's just fine. The field, once you add the Big East and the ACC and the Big Ten in, like the field's just gonna be fine, man. Like the arrogance of the Big Ten and the SEC, don't get crazy. Like this is the best SEC field we've seen in a long time. But again, a lot of those teams, you know what I'm saying, led by Bruce Pearl and led by the other homie down in Texas, name escaping me right now. They flame out. They always flame out, man. I don't trust them teams, man.
It's going to take 2 games for me to trust St. John's because, yeah, they may be 19-3, 19-2, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But they've won like 6 in a row. But I got to see these next 2 because this will tell me what kind of Pitino team this is because they got to take on their home game this Tuesday against number 9 Marquette, and then they're at UConn.
Definitely.
If you can lose close games in both of them, I think you're all right. But this is kind of a big litmus test for St. John's here because, I mean, they got to play UConn twice still. They still got to play Creighton. You play Marquette twice, so I mean they've kind of had a little bit easy of a conference start. But
yeah, I almost want to say the Kansas is going to win the Big 12. It's off the jump.
I like Arizona, man, or Houston. I know they're the top 2 right now, but what about Iowa State? I mean, Kansas right now they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 7th in the conference.
They are, but they'll have to say the end. They'll have something to say at the end. You know that.
How's your boy doing? I haven't even checked on him.
Who Flory?
Indiana, yeah, Badinga. How's he doing?
Again, you know what? You know that he wasn't there necessarily to like blow him up to get 40. But like as far as like getting rebounds, like if the Hoosiers had a problem, Brandon, I don't want to point back to it, man, but I always go back to like how did this kid get out of the state of Indiana? He rebounds better than Ballo. You see what I'm saying? So like
7 and 5.
Yeah, man. Nah, man. He's a better prospect and on the on the floor player than Ballo is. But like again, like the Hoosiers spent that money on Ballo and like to keep. But like no, Flory's gonna be straight. He's gonna be solid, man. He's the one and done.
Looking forward to Doncic's conversation tomorrow on the Hoosiers. He was ripping old Ballo, so we'll see.
I mean, against Ballo against a team like Purdue, he had a good stat line. He should have had 35.
Oh,
Against,
yeah.
against,
Yeah.
against,
Purdue couldn't rebound. That was Purdue's problem. They couldn't block out. They couldn't rebound that.
you know what I'm saying? Again, I like how Purdue does play, you know what I'm saying, good defense, and they, you know what I'm saying, they run their offense, you know what I'm saying? Again, Colvin, if my guy Colvin could hit a shot, Purdue might win the national championship. But like, as far as that game scheming up, like I said, Ball should have had, you know what I'm saying, he should have had a field day, and he did not.
Looking at the Horizon League, we got the Horizon League tournament that's going to be in March. John, me and you will be there.
I'll be there.
That Monday night, Tuesday night. Cleveland State right now, 17-6, 11-1 in the conference, and then Purdue, Fort Wayne, second right now, and then Milwaukee, and then I totally spaced that Robert Morris was in the conference. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can't keep it up with all these conference alignments.
Shame on me. They weren't in it last year, correct? Like
Robert Morris was there. They might not was worth a damn. But they were there.
Team is 10-14, middle of the pack. IU Indianapolis 8-16. Unfortunately, 4-9 in the conference, but
getting better.
They're getting better. Yep, absolutely. Chip Kelly back to the pros again, offensive coordinator for Pete Carroll out there in Vegas.
You know, the Buckeyes had to cut, you know what I'm saying, you win, but, you know what I'm saying, had to cut that salary somewhere, man. So, you know, Chip Kelly, you know what I'm saying, back to the pros. I'm sure there's somebody else ready to, you know what I'm saying, step up and be the offensive coordinator, man. If not, you know what I'm saying, Coach Ryan Day, he'll take back over some of the play calling dudes, I'm sure. But, like, nah, man. Ever-changing landscape in football, man.
I've heard that I've seen on Twitter and I've heard today Alabama's back, and not talking basketball, football. I heard they're back because now Kalen DeBoer has his old offensive coordinator that he had up in Washington now signed with Alabama. So he's back.
We'll see, man. I didn't
everything's right in the world now.
It wasn't like they was trash, man. They still got 5 stars coming up in there, man. You know, they just ain't necessarily having all their talent kind of retained, man. So, like, no, man, I expect to see. I just don't want, man, in a lot of these conversations that I've heard with college football offseason, man, I just don't want to hear nobody. I don't hear no daggone 14 to 16 playoffs. I don't want to hear that. We just got through the 12. I don't want to hear about adding some more teams. That's just ridiculous.
Show on Wednesday night, I believe, is still looking good.
Yeah.
Any early thoughts on who you like for the Super Bowl? I know we got a couple days to our show, but were you kind of leaning one way right now? What are you thinking?
I'm going to say I'm still leaning towards a Kansas City 3-peat in a close game. They're going to make Jalen Hurts be a quarterback. They're gonna make Jalen Hurts beat him, man. You already know Saquon Barkley is special. You don't want to get that offensive line to put, you know what I'm saying, because then like the Kansas City Chiefs, they will lose. But I think they're gonna try to contain Saquon and just make Jalen Hurts. You're gonna have to show us that you can be a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. Hold on. What alert am I? I'm getting another alert here. Trade. We have a trade. Blockbuster trade in the NBA.
Jimmy Butler's gone. What's going on?
The Kings are finalizing a trade to send De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs in a blockbuster multi-team deal. So stand by. Let me
who's going?
Here we go. So
the trade Jamal McCaskill.
Multi-team deal. Moving Zach LaVine then goes to the Kings from Chicago.
Oh wow. Super team.
We're getting it as we talk here, so give me a second here. Let's do some breaking news.
Bird got a bunch of lottery, bunch of first round picks for the next 7 years, like 12 for like the next 7 years. They got to kind of like purge out of their system. So, you know what I'm saying? Live as we speak, it's crazy, man. De'Aaron Fox, man, the Kings.
Pretty quick, man. They got the photo already. De'Aaron Fox and Wemby.
Why don't we just trade back? The person need to trade back for Sabonis. F it, go for it.
I'm trying to get the get the deal, the breakdown.
No, Zach LaVine, Kings. Zach LaVine is going to the Kings.
Good. That cancer player can go to the cancer program. That's fine.
Crazy. The Kings just basically picked up the Chicago Bulls backcourt for the last 2.
So the Kings are getting 3 first-round picks from this trade.
Yeah.
3 is a lot.
They're losing the franchise guard.
Well, they already lost their franchise 2 years ago.
De'Aaron Fox was the one. De'Aaron Fox was the one to keep. He blew up on the coach. That's why somebody told me I was crazy. Talking about they got rid of the coach. They're gonna keep
Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, and Trey Jones are going to the Bulls. Jordan McLaughlin is going to the Spurs.
Oh wow.
We're still waiting on the Jimmy Butler news. I thought Butler may have been involved in this one, possibly, but he's not.
He's not. So they got to find Phoenix has
another
to find,
piece.
Phoenix has to find a team for. Bro, they're best trying to find a team for Bradley Beal. Man, Pat Riley says he doesn't want to deal with Bradley Beal's, a contract and playing all that. He doesn't want to have him in Heat culture. So I'm guessing that's what Brad. I'm going on record. Jimmy Butler will be traded by Thursday.
Jimmy Butler be traded. So Evan Sidery says, with Zach LaVine now on the Kings, 2 teams that were pursuing him will now turn all their attention to Jimmy Butler. It'll be battle between 2 teams for Jimmy Butler, and that will be the Milwaukee Bucks and the Golden State Warriors. Both teams have shown a willingness to make a significant move ahead of the deadline for Jimmy Butler.
Interesting.
I would not be shocked if DeMar DeRozan still does not get traded before the deadline.
And get moved again?
Yes.
Possible. Now it's possible. It's possible.
Who's running the team? Is Vlade still running that team up there?
With the Kings? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still some other big move. Like DeAndre Ayton still out
there. We got
there.
the full trade now. The Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Zach LaVine, Saidi Sissoko, 3 first-round picks. They get Charlotte's 2025, the Spurs 2027, and Minnesota's 2031. They also get 3 second-round picks, the Bulls 2025, Nuggets 28, and their own 28 back to them. And the Bulls will get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 pick back via the Spurs from the DeRozan trade.
They probably gonna put what's in them. They probably gonna put Lonzo Ball on waivers, man. That's something crazy.
So if you're in, let me put your Chad Buchanan hat on.
There you go.
Ryan Carr and Kevin Pritchard hat on here. With these trades, I don't see where you need to make a panic move as a Pacer for a trade. I don't think you do. I think we stay silent.
Yeah, man. No, they've done enough. They when they brought in Thomas Bryant, they brought in. I don't
You're
think
still not better than the Celtics.
Yeah, no.
I will say I think you're better than the Knicks, regardless. The record may not show it, but I think you're still better than the Knicks.
Yes, I like the Pacers' chances in versus the Knicks. Yeah, I do. I think Brandon, the Pacers will still be there. You know what I'm saying, at the Eastern Conference Finals. I do. I think one of these teams, Cleveland, is going to eat up. You know what I'm saying, each other. And Cleveland, New York, they're each bounce back. You know what I'm saying. Potentially, you know what I'm saying. It could be the Pacers too. Somebody saying, "Well, why ain't the Pacers?" You don't think there's a lot between those 3 teams, but like, no, man. I think one of those teams, you know what I'm saying, those 3 teams each other's up, and then hopefully the Pacers, you know what I'm saying, gets to play the Celtics. But I don't know, Brandon. There's still some like we can't.
What crazy? What did I miss?
Orlando might come in at the 11th hour, and because Cole Anthony is a fine contract, they might use him and bring in a piece. I don't think it's gonna be Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying, anything like that. But you never know. We didn't see Luka Doncic getting traded, so heck, who you know what I'm saying? Whoever else might be disgruntled, we'll see behind the scenes.
I think Golden State does need to make a move, so I can see them doing a Jimmy Butler. But I know this is gonna sound weird, but I see similarities between And I think you got almost the same player. You got 1A and 1B. If you bring him on the team, you got him and Wiggins. I see almost the same player. So at that point, would you trade Wiggins if you bring Butler in? Is that the piece you're going to have to get rid of? Kuminga?
Maybe. I don't think they want to give John Kuminga away. They might be Wiggins. Could be.
So I think Riley would probably want Wiggins in return. A little bit of young talent down there.
Yeah. There's some other moves out here though. But like nobody Pacers won't necessarily swing for the fences at all. They don't have to.
What a great time for us to do this show. And then all of a sudden my phone goes off from ESPN. I look over, I go, "Ooh, we have a trade."
Sunday, yeah.
Love it. You have to clip the my first reaction. I was like, ooh. So anything else, John, before we get another trade?
If we get another trade. No, man. We just want to tap in, like I said, with the weekend update. I think we kind of covered pretty much everything, man.
Awesome. No show Monday, no show Tuesday, unless we get some breaking news again for another NBA trade or something. Wednesday's the show. I've got 3 hours and 15 minutes left of me being in my 30s, John. And then I hit the big 4-0. I'm a little nervous leaving the 30s, man. Little nervous leaving the 30s.
Oh, man, when I was in my 40s, it was a good time. Good decade.
It's the golden hour, right? The golden age?
I think I'm in the golden age.
All right, my man. Have a good rest of your night. Conversation always, folks. We'll continue on the Facebook, on the Twitter. We'll be there recapping. We'll talk this trade on there, I'm sure, with everybody and get some comments. So we'll see you guys then. Have a great rest of your night.
Thanks for watching there.